All right, my people, we have a breaking news, and this is where Nigerian politics starts getting very serious and interesting ahead of 2027. Peter Obi, Seyi Makinde, Seriake Dixon, all sitting together with Rabiu Kwankwaso in Kano. And we are supposed to believe this is just a Sallah visit. No, let's be honest with ourselves. In Nigerian politics, nothing like this is ever just a celebration. When this kind of meeting happens, at this level, with these names, at this timing, it is about one thing: power. And 2027 is already in the room. Yes, Kwankwaso came out and said it was a festive visit. That is the public language. That is what politicians always say at the beginning. We came to celebrate. We came to greet. We came for Sallah. But Nigerians are not new to this. We have seen this pattern too many times. Meetings start as casual visits. Then they become consultations. Then suddenly alliances appear. Before we go into the full details, please make sure you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any of our premium updates here on the channel. Also, please stay with me till the end of this video because we'll be exposing a lot of hidden secrets that most mainstream media won't put in public. Now back to the news. So let's look at this properly. Peter Obi, who was one of the strongest opposition figures in 2023, travels to Kano to meet Kwankwaso, another major political force from the north. Not alone, he comes with Seyi Makinde, a sitting governor, and Seriake Dixon, a former governor with political weight. That is not a random gathering, that is a strategic lineup, because each of these people represents something important in Nigerian politics. Obi represents a large youth-driven support base and a strong presence in the southeast and parts of the south-south. Kwankwaso represents a powerful northern political structure, especially in Kano and surrounding areas. Makinde is one of the strongest PDP governors with his own independent political influence. Dixon brings experience and political connections from the south-south. When you put all these figures in one room, you are not looking at friendship. You are looking at alignment possibilities. Now add another layer. There are already talks across Nigeria about opposition coalitions ahead of 2027. Many people believe that if the opposition remains divided, like in 2023, it will be very difficult to challenge the ruling party effectively. That lesson from 2023 is still fresh. Votes were split, support bases were divided, and the result reflected that division. So now, the thinking among many opposition figures is simple. If they want to stand a real chance in 2027, they must come together. That is the conversation happening quietly across political circles. And this meeting fits directly into that conversation. But here is where it gets even more interesting. Peter Obi himself has already admitted something very important. He said he is not even sure he will get the presidential ticket of ADC. That statement is very revealing because it shows uncertainty inside the opposition space. It shows that even within parties, nothing is guaranteed. It shows that the path to 2027 is not clear for anyone yet. And when a politician of Obi's level says he is not sure of his own ticket, it means one thing: negotiations are still wide open. Now look at what is happening inside ADC. You have people like John Odiji Oyegun and Rotimi Amaechi already positioning themselves. Amaechi has even declared interest in running for president. So now the opposition space is not just about uniting against the ruling party, it is also about internal competition. Who will be the candidate? Which party platform will carry the strongest coalition? Who controls the structure? These questions are not yet answered. And that is why meetings like this are happening. Because before any alliance becomes public, it is first discussed quietly. Now, let's talk about Kwankwaso's role in all of this. Kwankwaso is not a small player. He controls a loyal political movement in the north. He has influence, he has structure, he has a base that does not shift easily. So any serious opposition coalition cannot ignore him. That is why this meeting happening in Kano is significant. It shows that northern political weight is part of whatever conversation is going on. Because without strong northern support, no presidential candidate can win in Nigeria. That is the reality. Now let's bring in Seyi Makinde. Makinde is one of the few governors who has maintained strong political independence even within his party. He is not seen as someone who just follows orders, so his presence in this meeting adds credibility and seriousness to it. He is not there for decoration. He is there because something important is being discussed. And then Seriake Dixon, he is experienced. He understands coalition politics. He has been in the system long enough to know how these alignments are built and how they collapse. So again, this is not a casual gathering. This is a strategic meeting of political minds. Now look at the crowd that gathered outside Kwankwaso's residence. Supporters were there in large numbers, cheering, watching, trying to catch a glimpse. That tells you something. Even the public understands that something important may be happening because people do not gather like that for ordinary visits. Now let's ask the real question. What could this alliance look like if it becomes real? Would Obi's step down for another candidate? Would Kwankwaso step down? Would they agree on a joint ticket? Which party would they even use? Because right now they are not all in the same party. And in Nigerian politics, party platform is everything. You can have a strong alliance in theory, but if you cannot agree on one platform, one structure, one ticket, it will collapse before election day. That is the biggest challenge. Unity is easy to talk about. It is hard to execute. Another thing to consider is ego. These are not small politicians. These are men who have contested for president before. Men who have strong support bases. Men who believe in their own chances. So agreeing on who leads and who follows is not a simple conversation. That is where most alliances break. Now let's also be honest about timing. 2027 is still some distance away. But in politics, this is the preparation stage. This is where structures are built. This is where alliances are negotiated. This is where deals are quietly made before they become public. So what we are seeing now is early movement, quiet movement, strategic movement. And one more thing, the ruling party is not sleeping. While opposition figures are trying to align, the ruling party is also strengthening its own structure, attracting new members, and consolidating power across states. So this is not one-sided. This is a full political chess game already in motion. And every move matters. Right now, nobody has officially confirmed an alliance. But in politics, you do not wait for confirmation to understand direction. You look at movement. You look at patterns. You look at who is meeting who. And this meeting is a strong signal. It tells you that the opposition is at least trying to talk, trying to find common ground, trying to avoid the mistake of division again. But whether they succeed is another matter entirely, because Nigerian political alliances are easy to start. They are very hard to sustain. And until we see clear agreements, clear structure, and clear leadership decisions, this remains what it is right now. A powerful signal, a strong possibility, and a reminder that the real battle for 2027 has already started behind closed doors.
While the euphoria of Mr. Peter Obi's latest visit to the north is still high and rising, it is important we note, in my opinion, 5 things we learned from his visit to the north. 5 takeaways that we can take from his current visit to the north, where he went to celebrate the Sallah with them and consultation. And I think number 1 is the most important of them all. The number 15 for me is you don't need rice, red oil, millet, gari, and all this stuff that these people are sharing up and down to convince Nigerians to like you. And for me, when I started campaigning for Mr. Peter Obi prior to 2022 on my platforms, I kept telling my friends then, I was like, Peter Obi is actually that symbol that the Northerners thought Buhari was. If they call somebody Megiskia, the Northerners in generality, when you stay with the Northerners, if you grow among them, there are people that do not take virtues lightly. They extol virtues. That's why I see even poverty is not something that you can use to dig at a Northerner. No. Are you in the sight of a Northerner? Are you a righteous person? Are you a godly person? Are you a person of integrity? Do you have uprightness? Are you a truthful person? These virtues are more, they will respect you more if you have these virtues in the north than you have money. Doesn't mean that they do not respect the wealthy people in the north. They do. But this kind of virtues, you will find a space in the committee of the people more. And so when I was pushing for the campaign of Mr. Peter Obi prior to 2023 elections, I kept insisting, I was telling my friends that we have to sell Mr. Peter Obi in the North with who he is, not what the media is going to tell them, not what their elite class are going to tell them, not what they're going to hear from their imams and the rest. They have to know this man for who he is. And I'm happy they're beginning to see it for themselves, because true character does not lie. A man that has been consistently saying certain things for the past 20 years is not someone that is pretending. This is who he is. When he tells you go and verify, no politician in Nigeria can come out and say go and verify. None. And these are the kinds of attributes a person will have that will endear you to the core northerners. And that's what we just saw in Kano State. So number 4, it is well established right now that Mr. Peter Obi is well known in the North. That fallacy that, oh, who's Sabian for the North has died. A man that challenged the status quo, a man that challenged the Hydra-headed Nigerian twin party PD APC and won the elections and had to be rid of his votes so that an illegitimate person could be sworn in as president today. They all know. That is why you see that everybody's attacking Peter Obi. That's why I see Tinubu is spending billions to attack Peter Obi's base, because they know he won his elections without the backing of any governor, no senator, no House of Rep member, no presidency, nothing. Just pure, genuine love from the Nigerian people. And the Northerners felt that effect. Yes, you might say that he was not that popular in the North prior to the last elections, but one thing the Northerners have seen is that if other people in Nigeria can actually trust this man and come out in their numbers and rally behind this man, then there's truly something about this one that we are missing. Or the diatribe that they have put, Igbo man, might have blinded us to the reality of who this man is. And this man has consistently spoken about how he's going to turn the arable land in the North to become the new oil in the country. He has consistently said it. So the Northerners are seeing this. And there's an awakening going on in the North right now that this man is actually a popular candidate. So that myth that Peter Obi is not a popular candidate is dead and gone, never to be heard about again. And to number 3, Kwankwaso and the Kwankwasia movement is currently the second biggest organic movement in Nigeria, behind the mighty Obedient movement. When we mean organic movement, this is organic pure love, not based on Egunje, give me 2 bags of rice, 2 cups of rice, city boy rice. No. A movement of people of ideology, people that see a leader, that rally behind this leader, that understand what leadership is all about. That you might have all you want to say about Kwankwaso as a person, which I do have my own opinions about him also as a person, but you can see this one has a movement of people from the old to the young that are willing to put in their neck for the man. That is a movement, not a movement geared by political activists, geared by social media influencers, geared by Belena Water, gig men and women, geared by actors and celebrities. No, a movement that is championed behind a particular person, not the fake movement that we're seeing today, the called City Boy movement of fraudulent human beings. Now, Kwankwasia movement is the second biggest movement in the country right now, as it stands. And for the second reason, the second thing we can take away from Peter Obi's visit to the North is that Peter Obi is genuinely a symbol of hope in this dying country. I sat back and I looked at the reactions online just from these videos, from across all the social media platforms. It is buzzing on TikTok, it is buzzing on X, it is buzzing on Instagram, it is buzzing across every platform. Everybody's talking about it just because I went to the North and he says, Salam alaikum, Baraka di Sallah, Kwankwasia Amana. Everywhere catch fire. Everywhere they say something speak outside. Don't be that one we go Kano. Don't campaign say all I want to do is dance. Oh my goodness, you can see the hope radiating from Nigerians across all social media platforms. It is something to behold. It is something to behold. You can see that Nigerians are grasping for hope in the midst of the darkness we are passing through right now in the country. The hardship, the bad governance, the insecurity, the no leadership, the incompetency in governance, the criminality in governance. Nigerians are looking for any straw of hope. And this man really brought that hope for Nigerians. And Nigerians can actually see and say, this is what we really missed. This is what we really missed. And you know, I saw some people saying that, how I wish this combination happened in 2023. It is good it didn't happen, because Kwankwaso is a very stubborn man on his own, and he felt he had a movement that should be ahead of Peter Obi's movement. But it was good they all went in to test their strength, and it's evident to him and to everybody in Nigeria that the strongest organic politician in Nigeria, I dare say Africa today, is Mr. Peter Obi. Anywhere he goes, the crowd follows him. And the most important thing we learned from Mr. Peter Obi's visit to the north, which everybody should take home, is go and register in ADC. If you want to stand a chance of seeing Nigeria work, or this whole euphoria will not just end up on social media, as they're calling him social media president, please go and register in ADC. If you're in diaspora, you don't need to even register. As a diasporian, you need to activate the people behind you have back home. People are depending on you for money back home. You have brothers, you have sisters, you have friends, you have relatives. This is a time to put in all that money you're sending back home to work. Nobody should receive any money from you that don't register the ADC and show you proof. That is how you get these lazy Nigerians back home to get activated in the political process. So that's what you can do as a diaspora. And if you're a Nigerian listening to my voice, please go and register in ADC, because from what we're hearing is that there's going to be a ballot, there's going to be an indirect primaries in the ADC, and it's all about vote. So with all the hype and joy and love that we're getting from Mr. Peter Obi and everything that we're seeing on social media right now, I don't want to be the one to bust you guys' bubbles. If you guys don't come out in mass and register and get him through the ballot, he might not just be on the ballot. That's unfortunate truth. So if you want him to be the next presidential candidate from ADC and stand a fighting chance to fight these monsters we have in Aso Rock today, then please go and register in ADC. Very important, this message passed to everybody. So if you see this message, please share it, pass it along. These are the 5 things I got from Mr. Peter Obi's visit to the north.